In the heart of Alaibo, long before the white man's ships touched the shores, in a village called Umuofia, nestled among lush yam fields and sacred Iroko trees, lived a boy named Uzo. His ears were as wide as palm fronds, catching every whisper of the wind. The children of Umuofia, with their quick tongues, called him Uzo Ntiuku, Uzo Big Ears. At 10, Uzo felt the sting of their laughter like a thorn in his foot. He'd wrap a cloth around his head, but his ears, stubborn as a goat, refused to be hidden. At the village square, where women pounded yam and men debated under the moonlight, Uzo lingered at the edges, avoiding the giggles that followed him. Uzo's father, Okonkwo, a farmer known for his strength and 3 yam barns, often scolded him. "Stand tall, my son. The gods gave you those ears for a reason." His mother, Neka, softer but wise, would add, "Uzo, your ears hear what others cannot. They are a blessing from Allah." Uzo would shrug, unconvinced, and seek solace by the stream, where he tended his family's goats and listened to the world, the chatter of birds, the rustle of leaves, and sometimes the faint songs of the spirits in the wind. One evening, as the sun bled red across the sky, Uzo sat by the stream, his goats nibbling grass. His ears twitched, catching a sound no one else in Umuofia noticed. A distant rhythm of feet, not the soft tread of farmers, but the heavy, deliberate steps of many men, accompanied by the clink of machetes and low, urgent voices. The sounds came from the thick forest beyond the village, where the path to the neighboring village of Mbanta wound through ancient groves. Uzo's heart raced. He crept closer, hiding behind a baobab tree, his ears drinking in every word. "Umufia grows fat with yams," a gruff voice said. "We strike at the new moon, when their men sleep off palm wine." The speakers were warriors from Umunachi, a rival village long envious of Umuofia's fertile lands. Uzo's ears caught their plan. They would block the stream to dry the fields, raid the yam barns, and take captives to demand tribute. Umufia, peaceful and unprepared, had no standing warriors, only hunters and farmers who trusted in the protection of their ancestors and Allah, the earth goddess. Uzo's first thought was to run, but fear rooted him. Then he remembered his mother's words, a blessing from Allah. His ears had heard what no one else could. He slipped back to the village, his bare feet silent on the earth, and ran to the compound of Eziani, the priestess of Allah, whose wisdom guided Umuofia. The village was alive with evening chatter, women weaving baskets, men sharing kola nuts, but Uzo burst into Eziani's hut breathless. "Umunachi plans war," he cried. "They come at the new moon to steal our yams and block the stream." Eziani's eyes narrowed. "How do you know this, child?" Uzo pointed to his ears, his voice steady despite the snickers from onlookers outside. "I heard them in the forest, planning by the great baobab. They spoke of drying our fields and raiding at night. The details were too vivid to dismiss." Eziani called the elders, and Uzo repeated every word his ears had captured: the number of men, their weapons, their path. The elders, led by the wise Ogbufi, sent hunters to scout the forest. They returned, faces grim, confirming Uzo's tale. Umunachi's warriors were gathering, their fires hidden deep in the groves. The village had mere days before the new moon. Eziani and the elders rallied Umuofia. "We are not warriors," Ogbufi said, "but we are children of Allah. We will protect our land." Uzo, though young, was called to the council fire, his ears now a beacon of hope. He shared every detail he'd heard: the stream blockade, the northern approach, the plan to strike the barns first. With Eziani's guidance, the village devised a plan not of war, but of cunning, as the Igbo valued wisdom over brute force. Under the cover of night, Umuofia's men and women worked as one. They dug hidden trenches along the northern path, filling them with thorns and covering them with leaves. The hunters, led by Uzo's cousin Chaik, set traps in the forest, using vines and weighted logs. Uzo suggested diverting part of the stream to flood the approach, making the ground treacherous. His ears stayed alert, catching the distant sounds of Uminachi's preparations, guiding the village's timing. Women prayed to Allah, offering kola nuts and palm wine, while Eziani performed rites to strengthen the village's spirit. At the new moon, Uminachi's warriors crept toward Umuofia, expecting a sleeping village. Instead, they stumbled into muddy trenches, their feet snared by thorns. Traps snapped, vines tripped, and logs swung from trees, scattering the raiders. Umuofia's hunters, hidden in the shadows, loosed arrows, not to kill but to frighten. The warriors, confused and bogged down in mud, fled into the night, their plans in ruins. By dawn, Umuofia's yam barns stood untouched. The stream flowed free, and the village was safe. That evening, the village gathered under the great Iroko tree. Ogbuefi broke a kola nut, thanking Allah and the ancestors. He turned to Uzo, raising his voice. Uzo, son of Okonkwo, your ears are our shield. You have brought honor to Umuofia. The children who once mocked him now cheered, their voices ringing with pride. Neka embraced her son, tears in her eyes. A blessing, she whispered. From that day, Uzo was no longer Big Ears, but Uzo Netioma, Uzo Good Ears. The village carved his name into the Iroko tree, a mark of honor. Children sat at his feet, eager for stories of the night he saved Umuofia. And Uzo, standing tall, felt the wind in his ears like a song from Allah, knowing he was home, his gift no longer a burden but a legacy.